Going on, guys? Got the head here. Got elevated on some just wooden blocks with some microfibers on here. Making sure I don't have, any of the valves. I don't want to hit anything when I'm doing this, but I gotta shim the head. And on Neos, if you look at these buckets right here, this guy is the shim right there. And that's what is like in between the cam lobe and the bucket that pushes the valve spring down in the valve. So when you get new cams, kind of depends what you're doing, but you should always check the lash on them. So that's what I'm going to do today. I've got a set of Kelford 244Bs. I'm going to throw these in there, check the lash on all of them, and I'll probably walk through the lash with you, but I'll show you how to process of shimming, but I'm not going to do the whole thing because this takes a while to do. It'll probably take me, I don't know, 3-4 hours to do the whole head. It kind of just depends how close everything is, but I'll kind of keep you updated as I'm going. All right, anytime you buy a set of cams, I would assume it goes for everything, but Kelford sends you the spec sheet of them. So they got the net lift, which is what they advise them at. So I got a 9.6, that's the biggest you can get on Neo. It's 264, 272. And then it has the valve clearance here, which is what we're going to check once the cams are in. That's what determines the shim thickness, depending on how close you want to get to that. You want to be within, give or take, 1,000th of that, or 0.01 millimeter if you want to go millimeters. But so that's what we're going to do. They're brand new cams. I'm going to put them in here and show you how to check for the clearance. And then see if I have this sheet here. This is for when I put same sheet when I put the bottom end together. Same thing that Roger gives us. I think it's on the back side. Oh no, Roger didn't do my head. If you do one of the heads through us, Midwest Skylines will give you the full clearances with all the shims in there. So I'm just gonna write it on the back side. I can do 12 on each side. I gotta measure it. So I'll go down here, and then I have to calculate shim thickness, whether I need to go up or down, whether it's too tight or too loose, stuff like that. All right, so this one is the exhaust cam here. Very nice finish from Kelford. Now, they already are pre-oiled, so they don't rust or anything like that. And I have put oil in the head, but when I'm actually going to go put this fully together, they give you this assembly lube to use. But right now, I'm not too concerned about it because I'm not really going to be spinning it over too much. I'm going to throw a little more on the lobes and then the actual journal spots. But putting in the cam is the hard part on an RB because you need to go equal pressure down on all of it so you don't snap the cam. RB cams are super brittle, and that's the last thing you want to do is break your cam. So I'm going to kind of go down through this, tighten them all down after I put some oil in here. And then we'll check clearances with you. Your cam caps here, these on Neos, they have what number it is. So this is spot number 5. And you want to make sure you put them in the correct spot every time. So it's going to go, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, there's 7. Okay, so this will be the 5th spot. So this one's going to be this guy right here. And then I'll kind of find what spots they are here. Start putting them down a little bit. All right, so we're gonna check valve lash now. You gotta look at the sheet that of your cams that you got. The exhaust is 0.30 millimeters. I'm doing this in inches, so give or take like a thousandth plus or minus. Let's see. So we're gonna start with 12. That's what they got. We'll start at the back here. Put this in there. You want it to be a little sticky, a little stick. So this one I'd say is good. That one might be a little loose, so we're gonna try 13. I'm gonna go to my feeler gauge set here. The next one is 13 thousandths, and that's what I would say that one is 13 thousandths. And I'm gonna go across the rest of them, write them down, and get back to you, and then we'll start changing shims. All right, so I went all the way around. This is thousandths, so I was supposed to put a 0, but it just makes it easier for me. So we want to be 0.12 because that's 30 thousandths, I believe. I mean, or not 30 thousandths, 30.03 millimeters. Yeah, 12 thousandths, 0.30 millimeters. So we have a give and take of 1,000. So 1.2 is our target. This is number 8's the only one that's loose. Otherwise, one's tight. So I might go, 1,000 thicker shim just to bring that up. But otherwise, the exhaust side is pretty much done. I mean, I did shim the old head, and it's the same cams, just in a different head. So I figured they'd be somewhat close, which is nice, because I had to do like every shim last time. So I'll pull this off, and then do let's see, do 1 and 8. Nope, where's 8? 8. 1 and 8, and then the exhaust side will be good. All right, so I got the shim out here for number 1. I'll put it in my micrometer to see what we're at here. Start getting close to use this guy. So it is 1, I don't know, 1.01. We probably just need, so it's too tight. So we probably just need a 1. So somewhere here, I have a whole bunch of these. Just gotta remember where they are. I think they're all right here. Yeah, okay. So these are just old ones I've had. See if I've got anything that's 102. So this one I have marked. That is 0.1 on the dot. We can just use this guy here to verify. Sorry, I'm doing this a different way this time. Not usually, I was squeezing it last time, but I'm using just the end of this right here. So if we do it that way, we'll say this is 1. So So we need like a 0.9 maybe. 0.09 would be ideal. Let's see if we can get this one out here. Oh God, that one's tiny. Let's see, and I want it, or actually, no, I want a 101 because I want it thicker. Yeah, because the clearance is, no. I want a skinnier one because it's too tight. This is what happens. Do quick maths, you fuck it up. So this is the one that was in there. Which is a 1 point. It's really 0.105. It's cap. It says the same thing. It's fucking messing with me. Okay. Jesus. That one is 103. Well, this would be pretty cool if I don't have one. We're gonna have one that's goddamn close. Oh, not that one. Just in just in case. Well, how about this one? There we go. Okay, this is my guy right here. It says it's 100, but I can show you. I just measured this. Bring this guy out. Come on. Right there. 100. 101. Cool. This is off. Fuck you. Alright. This guy just goes right on there. And that one's shimmed. Now we need to go to number 8. 2, 4, 6. So this guy. I'll try to get him off. Kind of hold the lifter down while you try to get the shim out. Come on, work with me. There we go. Check the clearance on this guy. So it is 0.09955. And that one's loose. So it needs like 100 maybe. So 0.99. I'm also doing that in thousandths. What is point? Hang on. Before I screw myself here. What's 0.105 on, or 0.15? It's 38. 0.38. It would be 0.3. Oh, never mind. No, I'm not. I'm good. I'm good. This is in inches. I'm good. Okay, cool. I think this one was right. Okay, so we want to take like 3 to 4 thousandths off because we were at the 0.955 or 0.0955, whatever. Well, I know what I'm talking about. So we want to take like 4 thousandths out. That's all like a 100. this one? That's 4,000. I don't want to do too much. This one. Ooh, okay. This one's one. It's 1, 2. So it's 2,000, 2.5 thicker. 2.5 thicker would be close. I'd like 3 on the dot. I'll keep that one just in case. This one could be close. I capped. Not close. Dude. I've been trying to find this mouse in here, and I swear to God I hear it. Anyways. Got sidetracked. Too tight. And too small. What's this one look like? Too small. Come on, give me a big bitch. Ooh, not that big. I need that perfect size, you know what I'm saying? That's just a little guy. Don't need him. It's even a smaller guy. Jesus, come on. Might have to be that one. I might have to just rock with it. Jesus Christ. You either got a motherfucker that's too big or a guy that's too small. Alright. Well, let me verify this one again. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. And we'll just throw this guy back on here. Alright. Exhaust side should be done. When I said I had earlier in, like, let's see, it would have been like 2 or 3 videos ago, maybe it was just 2, when I had all the metal shavings in my motor. So on the very edge of the cam here, this thrust spot right here was eating this inside of the cam over here. So I was looking at that, and it doesn't look like I'm gonna have an issue. But dude, I'm not going through another one, you know? It looks like there's enough clearance in between it. It doesn't look like it's, you know, up against it, but I can put this in for the final time. So I'm gonna put the assembly grease that comes with it. I ripped my gloves, so it's gonna get all over my hands. It's not really a point of wearing any gloves, but here we are. So I'm gonna throw this together. Alright, so this cam's fully in. It's got assembly lube and grease on it. I'm going to check number 8 here. Feels good. And we'll come over here to number 1. Oh. Oh no, sorry, I had it on the wrong one. Never mind. It's not. Why? It's tight for whatever reason. I put the wrong one in. God, this is gonna be gay if I take this out again. Let me try moving it. I fucked it. It's tight as fuck now. It's not 8. That one's okay. Am I stupid? Did I have 2 stuck together? That very well could be. No? Alright, well, that's pretty... Why did that just come out? Okay, alright. Struggling here. Look at that. This bolt's trying to come out and I'm going to lose all these. Then I should just shoot myself. Just kidding, I don't advise that. Unless you need to. Anyways. This is 0.11. This is 0.28. And I cannot get it to go in there. Crazy. Now I have to take this all back out. Cool. Alright. Exhaust cam is done now. All the clearances are within 1,000th of each other. So I'm good at this side. I'm going to flip it over and do the intake side. Check all those. Pull it back off. If I got to change anything, I will. And then the head will be done. Then we can throw the valve covers on. Put the half moon seals in. And then probably throw it on. So I'll probably wait to throw the valve covers on, honestly. And I'll just throw it on. And then we can have the whole long block assembled and get ready to throw shit in the car. Because, I mean, I don't have that much else to do in the engine bay. I've got a couple things I want to tidy up, but we'll get the other side done on the head. We'll throw the head on, show you that, the head gasket, get it all torqued. Should be good to go. Alright, so we got the head all shimmed. Got some lube in it. Should be ready to throw on here. This is the head gasket I'm using. Used on the last one, it works pretty well. It's an Athena cut ring head gasket, so each of these little rings will eat into the head and provide a good seal to it. That way we don't get anything leaking out. Then I got the block all prepped here. It's all clean. Got all the oil out of where the head studs are going to go. I got the dowels in. That way it guides on the head onto the block pretty easy. But I'm going to throw the head gasket on first, then put the rings in. And these rings, if you can see, they've got like little edges right there and not on the other side. You want to make sure these are going in or sitting up, so they're going into the head. But we're going to get this on. So head gasket is going to go on like so. It's not going to go this way. Match up all the ports and everything like that. Make sure the Athena's up. You make sure you're getting it on the right side. Then you set it over the dowels, just like that. And then you grab your rings here. And you just set them on there. Make sure they're flush with the head gasket. It's sitting flat with the block. Remember, make sure the grooves for the rings are facing up towards the head. That way it actually seals and doesn't, you don't want to screw this up, because if it doesn't seal well, you're kind of out of luck. Just kind of want to press them down a little bit, make sure they're flat in there. All right, never talked about restrictors of the head. Front one, I'm blanking. I don't remember what I think it's like a 1.1 or it's either 1.1 or 0.8. PRP has all the specs for the restrictors, just so there's not too much head or too much oil going into the head. The back one is blocked off. This front one you use, and then the VCT one. As long as you're using VCT, make sure it's open because you don't need to block that one off at all. But all right, gonna throw the head on here. Gonna use my dowels to line it up, and then we'll throw the head studs in, torque it down, and should be almost. I mean, we'll have the long block pretty much ready, and I can start throwing the turbo manifold on, intake. I think that's all I'm gonna throw on before it goes in the car. And then once I get the engine hoist here, I can put the flywheel and the clutch on, and then throw it in the car. But we'll see how easy this heavy bitch is to get over here. Just like that. Give it a little wiggle, make sure it's on the dowels. But it's fully on there. Went down smooth. Can make sure it's flat just by looking at it down here. And it's all good. So now we're going to throw all the head studs in. We're going to use the ARP, let's see what they call it, because I call it Molly. That's what we call it at the shop. It's fastener assembly lube. It's the same shit they bring with anything with, or give with any ARP stuff. But I got all my head studs here. These guys, ARP 2000s. We'll put a little bit of this stuff on the threads down here. And then we can throw them in. And you want to make sure you have your cams oriented so there's little grooves on the cam right there. Let's see if I can move this forward a little bit and you can see there's little grooves in the cam. So that way you can slide your head studs in and you don't have to actually do all this with like trying to throw the head on the car or on the block with the studs in sucks. So I'm gonna put all these in there, and then we'll throw the nuts in the washer on, and then we'll torque them down and put the valve covers on and get a good look at what she's gonna look like. Alright, so I'm going to put all these head studs down. Just take an Allen wrench. They only have to be hand tight. Don't want to crank them down. Don't want to torque them down. It's got to be hand tight. Now that you got all the head studs down, you have all the washers that go underneath the nut that goes on the stud. This is where the ARP assembly lube really comes in, because you want to make sure you get some just kind of like all over that washer. And I can take this guy, put it here, kind of hold it, go right over that stud like that. I can drop it down there. Make sure it gets centered. And I can do the same thing with the nut. I want to make sure that I use some of this right on the bottom here. Kind of get it on there and we'll in the threads. And then do the same thing. Find the stud. That on there. And then that one is ready to go. 13 deep. What is that? 12 point? Yeah, 12 point sockets to get those all the way down. You can take an impact if you want and go all the way across, as long as it's like on setting 1. But you just got to be careful with it. Don't cross or anything like that. I got them all down. All of them are ready to go. Torque sequence is basically in to outs, alternating what side you're going to. And then 3 sequences of torque. You do 35 foot-pounds, 70 foot-pounds, and 105. So we're going to do that. And then the head will be on. And then we'll be ready to go. We're going to be at 75, right in the middle, 74, right there. Last one. There's 100. 104, 105. Let you hear this first one. Let you know how loud it is when it torques. Oh man. Yeah, you'll know when it's tight. And now that we got all the main ones torqued, don't forget the 2 10 mils on the side of the head. One is in the back. I'm sorry, they're both in the back. In a minute since I've done this, make sure you put these guys in. And I think these guys are only like 12 to 15 foot-pounds, but this helps with clamping force. But just don't forget those, otherwise short block's ready. Oh shit, almost a long block now. But yep, you'll see me doing like valve covers, intake manifold, exhaust manifold, cam seals, just some little stuff before we throw it in the car. You gotta do the timing set too. Otherwise, that's gonna do it for this one. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you at the next one.